I want somebody to come up here and try to put the hammer through this wall. And then, or maybe come up here first and put the hammer through this wall here. Now up here I got 2 layers. Who wants to do that? How about the big guy? Now, don't break this hammer. So just your normal strength, go through the wall. That looked very easy. You didn't hardly even. Now, try and go through right here. Yeah. Same blow. Yeah. Keep hitting it. See how tough it is. Yeah. I chose the wrong guy. He's too big. That's what this drywall is for. It's going to take an impact. You know, most people aren't going to throw a hammer on it. You're not going to be able to kick a hole through it. You're not going to want to do that. So you can tell it is well worth it. Plus, it's got all those other features. Now, people might be saying, well, this AirRenew drywall, it collects these VOCs inside the core. How much of it do you have to use? Do you have to do the entire house with it? Or can you just put one sheet in the middle of a room and it's done? Well, I don't know. I don't think that. Well, that one sheet will work, but it's not going to last. They say it will collect VOCs for up to 75 years, which most of us don't care about the 75 years, but that's based on more than one sheet, because that one sheet will absorb its capacity in way less than 75 years. So you're going to want to ask the folks at CertainTeed that question, because I know somebody was going to ask me that. But basically, you don't have to do the entire house with it. But it does have a niche, I'm telling you. I had a customer who was, she seemed to have a reaction to everything. You know, perfumes, any kind of soaps, everything. And my wife and I, our house is a very airtight house. We have the air exchange. When we built, we try not to use anything with VOCs in it. So she came over to our house to visit because I was doing the drywall work in their new home. They actually had to build a new home. And she stayed and visited with us for 3 hours. And she's like, this is the most I've ever stayed in somebody's house before. Because she seemed, you know, every little thing gives her a reaction. So in her house, we used the AirRenew drywall. There was a perfect scenario for it. And we used it everywhere because it was that important to her. If she wasn't quite so reactive to everything, we could have cut it down to maybe just all your exterior walls. So you base it on the type of house. If it's a very airtight home, that everybody's taking a lot of precautions as far as building properly without a lot of contaminants, then maybe you don't have to do it as much. But keep in mind, you're going to bring VOCs into the house with your cleaning, furniture, carpets, and all that carries some of that in. So you're constantly bringing something in that you shouldn't really necessarily be bringing in. So I know we're very aware of that in our new home because we just didn't want any of that in there, you know, and so it's a healthier home to live into. But all these things do help you to achieve those higher levels of that the customers are looking for. I'm not saying everybody, but knowing it's there is the equivalent of knowing about this 54-inch drywall. This was a real job. I was hired to tape this, and I'm like, I walked away. I mean, how am I gonna? I didn't expect that. I learned my lesson. I always inspect the jobs for. Or right now, if I'm hired to tape, I say I want to be involved in ordering materials, and I want to meet with the hangers to tell them seam location and things like that.